All right, welcome back to the Coaches Show here on CIH Media. As always, every week joined by head coach and general manager of the Bozeman Icedogs, Mike Perkins. Iceman, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great, Eric. It's good to see you.
I try to spruce up the intros every week, you know.
I like it.
They're
I like it.
tired of seeing my face every week, so it's all about you. All right, so you had the two games against Helena, home and home.
Yep.
On Friday night, you were at home, lost that one 4-1, and then on Saturday it was a 3-2 loss in the extra period. So let's talk about Friday first. I know the score sounded a little bit more lopsided than the game on Saturday, but you think the team may have played better on Friday. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I think statistically we were quite a bit better on Friday night than we were Saturday night. I just don't think we got the bounces maybe that we did on Saturday in Helena. But yeah, I mean, good. Obviously, point wise, we pick up a point, um, which still keeps us in first place, tied for first place with Sheridan and Helena, which is I think are both really good teams and are going to be teams that we're going to have to really contend with here throughout the season.
Penalty kill on Friday night. 3 of the 5 goals scored by Helena came on the power play. Did you see anything different from your killers out there on Friday, or was it just a matter of the puck just didn't bounce your way?
Yeah, just shaking my head again because really it was the tale of two games. The first game we played them and the second game we played them, which was Friday night. Um, was both scores were 4-1 and they scored 3 power play goals in both games. So we just haven't been able to solve the special team side of things against Helena right now. So back to the drawing board, and we got to get back to work on that and figure out how we can stop them from getting some goals on the power play and how we can add some on the other side. We did have a special teams goal on Friday night. We got a shorthanded goal from Andrew Countess, which was huge. And I thought maybe could have sparked us. We had a couple opportunities after that could have made the score 3-2 and brought us a little bit closer, and it just didn't come to fruition. And unfortunately, we took a penalty late, and then they got a goal there late in the third period to make it 4-1. So really, I think the first game of the season and the second game of the season were carbon copies of each other. And then Saturday night in Helena, we responded pretty darn well. We asked the guys to how they're going to respond, and they came out and we put together a good effort. And we were a little shorthanded, missing Storberg on a lower body injury, and then Hansen on a suspension, and Sam Truth on a suspension as well. So having those 3 guys out and still getting a point out of Helena on their ice, we feel pretty good about it. I don't like how it exactly ended, but we found a way to get a point in their building, which is huge.
Let's talk about the goaltending. Jack Ryan on Friday night stopped 34 out of 38, and then on Saturday, Russell Newman stopped 41 out of 44. You got to love what you're seeing out of the guys right now, especially if a lot of those goals are only being scored on the power play.
Yeah, we can't be more excited about both guys. We really feel like we have a 1A 1B combination there. Both guys are very capable goaltenders, both 19-year-olds. So they have more time in junior hockey to kind of expand and grow. But what they're doing for us right now is gives us the opportunity to win every night.
On Saturday, like you mentioned, you thought they fought back, played very well out on the road. Back and forth game, have the lead, they tie it, get the lead back, they tie it, and then they eventually win it in overtime.
Yep.
Do you feel like you're close, right? You're almost there to get over that hump and get these guys.
Like I told the guys in the locker room on Saturday night, it's not about them, it's all about us. And it's if we keep progressing and really pay attention to details, we'll be in a good spot.
You got 5 more meetings with Helena throughout the regular season. The next one won't be until the middle of November, so you got other games to focus on before you see them again. What do you take away from the weekend that you can not only carry into your next meetings with Helena, but into this upcoming weekend's games?
I guess how we responded, it's how you respond to good stuff and bad stuff, and we feel like we're in a place right now that we're capable of responding in a good fashion, no matter what happens to us. And our leadership group has really been pulling the rope in the right direction for everybody, and proud of those guys. And we're going to continue to do the same thing we've been doing is really focus in on us and how we play the game and really try to perfect that.
You talked about all the guys you were missing for the games this weekend, and guys will slowly come back as the season goes along. Does it give you any satisfaction to know that you were that close to getting a win over Helena with all those guys out of the lineup?
Yeah, I mean, I think gives a lot of our guys that are in the locker room some opportunities to really prove themselves at this point. But no doubt, having Sam and Hanny and Storbs out of the lineup on Saturday night and to put together a good effort the way we did. But that's who we want to be. Is that no matter who's in the lineup, somebody's going to step up and do what they're supposed to. And we had a couple of I got to say Daniel Heath and Jacob Larned, who are both forwards by trade, played defense on Saturday night. And sometimes that's when you get the call to stand up for your team and you take the call. Both those guys did a great job on Saturday night and gave us an opportunity to win. So that's the kind of environment we have here in Bozeman, and we're very proud of it.
There's one more aspect of the game on Saturday I want to talk to you about, but I'm going to wait until after we talk to our special guest because we are on the topic of players that are out of the lineup, and you have a guy
Yep.
that may be getting back soon.
Yeah, obviously, it's been a long road for Baron Masopust to try to get back in the lineup. At the start of last year, he'd bounced around a little bit in the North American League and then the NCDC, and then finally ended up with us. And when he got here, he was clicking at about a point a game, just over a point a game fashion. And then we lost him in January, and a really a play that was really kind of odd, and it wasn't a huge hit or anything that you looked at and said, "Ooh, that hurts." He just twisted his knee a little bit, and unfortunately, some things happened there, and he had to have surgery. And it's been a long road back to where he's at right now. So we're excited to get him back in the lineup. He's been practicing, for about the last month and a half on a pretty regular basis, and he's out of our what would you call it? He wears a special jersey for practice, so he doesn't get hit or clipped or anything like that. But he's back into a regular practice jersey this week, and we think he's probably a week or two out.
Well, how about we talk to him and get his thoughts about his process to get back to the team? All right, joining us now is Baron Masopust to talk a little bit about his journey getting back out onto the ice. Baron, how you doing today, man?
Great, how are you?
Doing all right, doing all right. Look, no secret, you've been out a while with a lower body injury, trying to rehab, get back out on the ice. Since the injury occurred, what has the recovery process been like for you?
Yeah, I had surgery in March down in Vail, and then right when I got back here, it was just PT right away. Got off crutches within a week and kind of just hobbled around for about a
Whoa.
good month and a half there, and then it's just been PT. Started at 3 times a week, and then doing stuff on my own as well, and then started skating again about a month and a half ago. Continuing PT, and I'll be continuing that once I'm playing again, just to make sure everything's good and ready to go. But looking forward to getting back out there with the boys for sure.
So, in your recovery timeline, would you say you're ahead of schedule, right on schedule, behind schedule? What's that looking like?
Definitely ahead of schedule. They say 9 months is where you should be at for that, and it'll be. I think I'm coming on 8 right here, so in November. So.
I love it. I love it. So, you're scheduled to come back fairly soon. Can't wait to see you out on the ice. What has been the hardest part about being away from the team?
Yeah, I think you just feel a little helpless, because hockey is a very up and down sport, and I'm out there filling water bottles and stuff, which helps the guys. But I'd much rather be out there trying to score some goals or make some big plays for the guys. But the guys have been awesome, and like we still talk all the time and stuff. And obviously I'm out there for practice, so I feel like I'm making a difference in that stuff. But definitely wish I could be out there.
Do you go back and review film even in the games that you're not playing in and try to help out the guys?
Yeah, I'm a junkie. I'll watch all the film, and I sometimes just sit here in the locker room, and Perky comes in and he's like, "What are you doing in here?" I don't know. I had nothing to do. Got off work and just came and hung out. So.
Hockey runs in your family. Your grandfather, your dad, your brothers on the team. I mean, everybody's around. What was it like growing up for you and getting into this sport?
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't really a whole lot of getting into the sport. I was just kind of born into it. But yeah, my dad was a coach for me when I was a little guy, and then he's always been a coach in the program I grew up playing in. And then I decided to go out to New Hampshire to go to prep school. And when I did that, my brother and my parents moved out here, and my dad coached the high school team last year, and now he's playing a big part of our team here.
So you grew up in Chicago. You said you went to New Hampshire for prep school. You come out here to Bozeman. What are some of the big differences you noticed between those three places when it comes to hockey?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to speak on like the difference between Chicago and here because the level of hockey I played when I was a bantam versus what I'm playing now is very different. But East Coast prep school is kind of similar to a junior hockey world in the sense that you have practice, you have film, you have lifts and stuff like that. But when hockey becomes your whole life, like it does play in juniors, it's very different mentally. I struggled with that early in the year last year. When I was at school, I had school to distract me from hockey and hockey to distract me from school, so it kind of had that balance. But when when you go out and you're living with a billet family or you're all alone or you feel like you are and things aren't going right, it's tough, but you got to find a way to pull yourself up by your bootstraps. And it's good to have older guys who have gone through that on the team kind of talk you through it. And then now I'm hoping to be one of those guys for the younger guys.
So your brother Hayes is on the team as well. How much hockey do you guys talk when you're not around the facility?
Oh, hockey doesn't really stop talking at home. I mean, it's over to the dinner table. Hey, why didn't you forecheck there? I'm like, Dad, like you gotta stop. Can we just talk about anything? Like I'd rather talk about politics at this point.
Oh gosh. It's gone to okay. It can get to that point. I learned something
Oh
new
yeah.
today. What are you looking forward to most when you get to put that Ice Dogs jersey back on?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just being with all the guys. I mean, it's awesome to be around and just be part of a close knit team like we are in the locker room and stuff like that. But when you put on that game jersey, it's something different. And the game jersey is pretty sweet, so I'm looking forward to putting that on for the first time too. But yeah, definitely the camaraderie on the bench and being able to talk to everybody about plays and stuff, what we want to see as a team, and working on the little things during games is something I'm really looking forward to. So.
All right, from afar, what's your assessment of the squad here through the first dozen or so games of the season?
Yeah, I mean, the we're a completely different team than we were last year. We have depth, we have speed, we have physicality, we have size, and I just think when we really get all that together, we're gonna be a dangerous thing. I don't think we put it all together yet, and we still have a really good record. So I just think it's only up from here, and everybody's gelled together. We have the young guys love the old guys love the young guys, and yeah, I just think we're a really cohesive team, and looking forward to what we can do later in the season.
Well, you certainly haven't put it all together yet because you haven't stepped on the ice yet, but it's coming soon. Baron, thanks so much for doing this, and good luck with the rest of the journey. And we can't wait to see you out on the ice.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, Mike, what's it going to mean to this team to have a guy like Baron back in the lineup here soon?
Yeah, Baron's a big part of what we do here. I think he maybe downplayed a little bit with his role right now, without being in the lineup. He's been awesome. He's travels with the team. He's at every practice. He's helping with sticks. He's helping with water bottles. He's vocal during video sessions. So it to get him back full time. Obviously, we're biding our time until that happens because he's going to be a big piece to what we do. So we're excited to get him back. Not to mention he's a fine young man, and we're really proud to have him here and proud of what he does.
All right, I want to rewind back to the games. There was one thing I told you I was going to ask you before we had Baron on, and that's your discipline within your team. On Saturday night, you had one minor penalty, but it was coincidental, so it didn't hurt you. So essentially, no penalties to kill off. How does that make you feel after seeing a performance like that?
It's funny because from a penalty standpoint, if we get a hard working penalty because somebody goes in, they forecheck hard, and one of their players falls over our stick, hey, that's part of the game of hockey.
Hmm.
And but it's the extra stuff that we don't want. We don't need the chirping or saying something to the referee because you didn't agree with their call or whatever it might be. We don't need mental mistake errors, and that's what I call those types of penalties is the mental mistakes. So yeah, Saturday night was great in that respect, and I thought the game was very well refed on Saturday night. Yeah, I think as a coach sometimes you question some things in some games and some calls, and you're going to see it differently than the referees or the linesmen do. So that's just part of the game and part of sport, and you got to learn to live with good calls and bad calls because there's going to be both for sure.
Did you make any adjustments from Friday night into Saturday? Because Friday, Helena had 5 power plays. Did you make any adjustments and tell the team, like, hey, look out for this, look out for that? I'd imagine it was probably 2 different officiating crews from night 1 to night 2. But did you make sure that maybe you cleaned up things here and there?
I think the biggest adjustment is that it's not about Helena, it's about us.
Mm.
Me, that's the adjustment. And I think sometimes because there is a rivalry, they've had a very good go here in the last 4 or 5 years, and they've had some very good teams. So when you play against them, you got to compete and battle because they're very good. So I think from our perspective, we just have to really focus and concentrate on who we are and what we are and how we do things. And if we can perfect that, then I like our chances.
All right, back out on the road coming up this weekend on Friday and on Saturday. What do you do differently to prepare for road trips as the week leads up to the games?
Yeah, no doubt. This morning in our team meeting, we talked a little bit about that, making sure that we were eating correctly, getting hydrated all week long. I think it's a big part of it. Jumping on the bus on Friday morning and then driving to Gillette, which we're going to do again, and then play Saturday in Rapid City against Badlands. Really taking care of your body this week and make sure you're getting the right amount of sleep. So we really, when it comes to that, it's maybe less about the games. Obviously, we will do some pre-scout on what those teams do and how they play. But again, I think it really comes down to how we take care of ourselves and how we do things as a team.
All right, and as we come down to the end of this week's episode, I always like to turn the floor over to you and see if there's anything you want to talk about coming up this week.
Yeah, again, I mean, there's so many different facets to what we do, and I got to make mention of our travel and how we do things. You mentioned, how do we do things here with coming up on this week going to Gillette and Rapid City. I can't say enough about our bus driver, Sam Duffy, who drives our bus, our team bus, and make sure that we get to the places where we need to be, whether it be to games or to the hotel or to team meals. It's a big part of it. So I just want to give Sam Duffy a shout out.
It takes a village, doesn't it?
Whoa, this is craziness. Junior hockey is craziness. To all the people that it takes to make this happen, and although Sam is one small part of it, it's a huge part, and we can't thank him enough for the time that he puts in taking care of our players.
Well, Coach, thanks so much for your time again. Always great to chat with you. Good luck on the road this weekend. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, Eric. Appreciate it.